Okay, I don't know how long can I hold on to this. Okay, stopping my this one. There's no, I think the collar mic. Okay, so I think this scenes doesn't alarm us. We have seen it enough in newspapers, experienced enough. So what do? You got that famous joke about if you are in US and if the electricity goes off, what happens? There's a panel in your living room. It is lit automatically, and then there is an emergency number. You are supposed to ring up that number, and then somebody would come and repair, or it might be offline, somebody would be coming, or online, somebody would do that. Isn't it? And what happens in India? We also come out, we look at our neighbor's house, and udhar supply nahi hai to, theek hai. Pura gaon mein gaya hua hai, koi aur kar raha hai. Isn't it? So that is something which has happened here also. We all know that this is not how it is supposed to be done, but chalta hai. Okay. So it calls for a change, and who says it? The old order has to change it for new, said Lord Tennyson. And what he meant here is that transition, which is supposed to be very natural, but it's a compelling necessity. It's natural and is also a compelling necessity. And if you resist the change, that is what happens. You don't progress. So that brings me to the topic of the day as shown. Chair, fellow panelists, respected DG sir, and the august audience, brothers, sisters. So how we go about it is 15 minutes or so. This is how I would be attempting to submit my issues to this learned audience. The first part, this section, we would just see about 6 minutes or so how this Internal Waterway Authority of India had come across and what are they doing now. And what we can see in the future is what I discuss in the second part of it. So we start. As shown, it had a very late beginning, somewhere like 1985. In fact, there was an opportunity now. I think St. Joe's or somebody we are celebrating 40 years of this. Okay, so it can be marked. Perhaps that itself shows the oblivions or how we are not giving it the necessity impetus. Okay, and some data like this. Okay, 45,000 or 15,000 kilometers of internal water. Few are navigable, few are man-made navigable, motorable navigable, or punting and other methods. I leave it for the students to learn it by yourself. Suffice to say that we have a requirement, and there is an institution like this. It is commissioned by an act of the government, and what is it supposed to do? It is supposed to undertake infrastructure development and maintenance, and then formulate regulations. And the moment you see regulations, what will come? License. That means corruption, isn't it? And perhaps that is a challenge which we are facing, and that is why we have not moved across. So National Waterways Development, okay, and a picture speaks 1,000 words, and that is why few of the related pictures are there, and I'm sure all of you are scholars, serious scholars. These days, too much of IPR associated with photographs, so it might not be the nicest one, but it is clear of any IPR issue. And I am also undertaking a research through Mumbai University. I'm very careful about this because the guide and the external guides keep encouraging us to be fair to intellectual honesty. So the major ones being the NW1, NW2, NW16. Okay, so youngsters might not be all that aware. NH1, NH42, NH48, but National Waterways 1, National Waterways 2, and National Waterways other one is special. We will talk more about this. Now, how do we improve? Okay, at 2022 you are not aware because we didn't get that 1 mark question in our primary classes. Yes or no? If you include in your syllabus, that is for the importance of education. Perhaps we would have been more aware of all these issues. So the summary is like this. The IWA is one of the finest, National Highway Authority, because of the Josh Minister is very high in our both the news, the traditional print or the electronic ones and the social media, but this is slightly behind. But this is one of the finest and dynamic infrastructure development in the agencies. Okay, whether it is building jetties, whether it is building new craft and all that. Okay, Now, Barak river system, bit of this one is, it is, the Honorable Minister is from Assam. The northeast is coming up, the connectivity is good, and I am sure the youngsters need to monitor this and write about this and give the correct impetus. Okay. Now, what you need to do, what we need to do is something like this. Everywhere technology is there, and here also there is going to be technological innovations, and then whether it is AI or whatever you can call it, we need to have digital initiatives also. So the innovation here is that Google Map make you drive on the road and lead you to where? Erroneously to some river. Okay, or the bridge end. Okay, so you need to develop Google Maps equivalent over water, so that I know the cars can't swim, but at least you can swim and get away, or you can stop your car from there. Okay, so at waterways you need to integrate the GIS, this one, and also the satellite technology being used. Other innovation here is the design of the vessel. Or catamarans and all that archaic things which you have seen, punting and all that. Okay, few of these were in very high demand. Where? Recent Kumbh Mela, isn't it? You saw in different versions. Okay, so slightly archaic, modern solar cell was also there. You saw the first, this one, the Chief Minister himself isn't highlighting that single agency or the family who made some 45 crores because of the boating and all. Okay, they had solar panels and all that. Okay, so alternative fuels, because we are green compliant, and we need to have alignment with the sustainable development goals of the UN. Country has accepted it, and this is where technology tools, it will help in support decision making when it comes to waterways, infrastructure development, and way ahead, and it enhances safety of the vessels and the passengers and the cargo, and efficiency of the entire administration from womb to tomb. And that is what all these decision making tools help us to do. Cleaner technologies, like I said, it reduces the environmental impact. You know how much lorries and the trucks and the buses produce pollution. Equal is in water, but the technologies and aligning ourselves to the protocols would help us reduce all this. Okay. Now we want to something called the economic potential. I think suffice to say that I just quoted the example of Mr. Adityanath Yogi telling about the 45 crore profit which one single family made. Very naive examples. Enough and more. We can talk till cows come home. Enough to say that the fuel consumption, help for the environmental discomfort, the initial impetus need to be provided. So if you calculate per ton, then it is much lesser in water compared to road. But still, we are investing in road. Okay, that shows as a nation we have not been thinking about it. Okay, so 0.1%, pass होने के लिए 32% चाहिए, 33% चाहिए, 0.1%. That means you have great failure. Okay, and I am sure forums like this, youngsters like you and seniors like DJ sir would have to take this forward. Okay, and that is our responsibility. And investment potential. Okay, all entrepreneurs, your friends need to be encouraged to do this. Okay, it is not that Ganga and Yamuna can be respected. Okay, but there are economic opportunities doing while respecting them. And please do respect them, please make money, and please make the life of everyone around those rivers and greater India, the hinterland, to benefit from all the affairs. Environment benefits, I think you can write pages on that. It is included in your school curriculum, but we just, like our traffic rules, we don't obey them and understand them. The carbon emissions on the road, the accidents on the road, all that are reasons for looking to water. And I believe one place I read that Hitler had a plan that if he had occupied India, he would connect Ganga down to south. So interconnective rivers, President Abdul Kalam was very merciful of the world. Okay, so we are divided in our attitude and when it comes to the cause of the nation, unable to pull in resources, and this is where we are. Okay. So I think self-understanding, less noise pollution, less crowded. So your road infrastructure, others, everything would also help you stand in good stead in future if you turn to what. Okay. So
Can it they're recording?
What is it? The summary would be like this, that you know, we have our climatic requirements and sustainable development goals. We align with them, and we need to support this inclusive economic growth and poverty reduction methods, and that is the summary I would. Okay, so we take a bit of intellectual break now. Youngsters, at least, can you identify what is it? Beautiful girl, lady, woman? Any guesses? Her name is this. Okay, so this is she, the Napalm girl. Okay, so what has happened? There is an iconic picture. It symbolizes something. It's etched in memories. It's distributed across textbooks, across nations. Okay, so the art, science, all are important. I think a recent picture which is viral and which etches a very great sense of responsibility on us is the next one, isn't it? So somewhere close, you can identify this place, somewhere in Kerala, something, and all you identify. And this, okay, the tagline is God's own country. It's all etched. So what I am coming to is that, alluding to is that the national waterways need to have something like this, which etches in memory, and that is a challenge. So that brings us to discuss challenges and opportunities, you know. We all agree that there is infrastructure limitations, there is a requirement of dredging continuously and all that, isn't it? So there are regulatory and coordination challenges. Okay, if you make a license, then there's a B line, you need to go windows to window, doors to doors, keep knocking, and finally end up having to pay a bit of bribe or something to do your business. So ease of doing business is what we need to cultivate. And there are market development constraints, there will be regional issues, there will be investment issues across the state, people don't share water, you don't allow canals to pass through, and all that needs to be addressed. So it is less competitive, you know. Hence, there is opportunity, and challenges always offer opportunities. So for youngsters, my message is this. Please don't take these challenges and constraints and keep having headaches. They offer opportunities, and these are the forums where opportunity needs to be discussed and agreed upon. So that brings us to the future prospects, you know. So there is a Vision 2030 which is already there, and Vision 2047 is already there, and there is a technology integration roadmap to make doing of business easy. There are policy and regulatory evolution which needs to be done. Few are in place, we need to do. So suffice to say that waterways are catalysts for comprehensive regional development. That is what we saw in the Northeast in that project. And similarly, each region has to develop, and we will have an all-of-nation approach, and we will have a developed country by 2047. So this is what I have to summarize in that, that the organization and institutions has enhanced quality of training programs when it comes to international cooperation and global integration, which is the next requirement, which I propose as the future prospect of India. You know, I have written Germany, Netherlands, and China. I belong to Alapi, the backwaters of Kerala. The Britishers had separated the seawater from the fresh water and started cultivation. It is called rice bowl of Kerala. You know, where did they copy from? They copied from Netherlands. 2018, there was flood in Kerala. In 2019, the Chief Minister of Kerala visited Netherlands. Okay, people are not aware of this. So there is already successful models happening there. So whether it is seawater crossing to freshwater, freshwater crossing to seawater, connecting seawater to freshwater, slowly so that it becomes freshwater, models available. So let's cooperate and have developed India by 2047. I would summarize by saying that the waterways plays a pivotal moment in our life and in the progress of the country. This is the time we have 767% increase in operational waterways, 635% rise in cargo, which is being transferred through the waterways. Few of the practical solutions needs to be entertained by the administration and to be taken up by the entrepreneurs, to be researched by people sitting behind and proposed. 2030 vision should be followed up by 2047, and when we have 2047, this is what I propose, that the Waterways Authority of India should play an increasing vital role in shaping country's transporting future. What that means. The last slide, last photo says that you have to change. And what Alfred Tennyson also said was change. Who will bring about this change? Okay, and this is what our father of nation has assaulted. So I request all of you, exalt all of you to be that change and be the instrument of change. Okay. So thank you for St. Joe's for giving me this opportunity to speak, and thank you, the panelists and the audience, for listening to me